I'm in.
Okay,
Are
good
we
deal.
both in it?
You're good.
All right.
Nope. We are live.
All right. Ho, ho, ho. We are live. Yeah.
And now
Welcome
we have
to
a
Nerd
machine
Side
gun.
Champs. And yes, it is definitely November. And as November, that means it is officially Christmas season. I don't know if that's how it works at your house, but at my house, when Halloween is over, it's Christmas time. Is that how it works for you guys?
Definitely.
Yeah.
No one puts up decorations for Thanksgiving.
The wife actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, nobody's bothering with that. And look, folks, we all love Thanksgiving, but we've skipped all the Thanksgiving conversations. I know that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a thing, and you should all watch it. You should watch it multiple times. But that's just one thing, and you can't have a whole list because the list for Thanksgiving is one movie long, no matter how great it is.
There's also
And,
the there's also
go ahead.
Dan. There is also the unbelievable masterpiece Paul Blart Mall Cop. Okay, which does take place on Black Friday. So there you go. Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely missing the
We
boat
cannot
there.
forget that movie.
Yeah, but
That's right.
yeah, and true confessions though, I think that my wife would love it if Halloween was like in July, so that she could start celebrating Christmas sometime around late August. You know, that would be the perfect setup for her. Is just dive in as soon as September comes around. It would be Christmas, and we decided to celebrate the beginning of our Christmas season coverage. We're easing in. We're dipping a toe right now. We're not going whole throttle into it because the season is so long, right? We've got all of November, we've got all of December, and if you're like me, you've got half of January where you're still kind of holding on to it. You're just like, she wants to come in early for Christmas. I don't want to let go. I just, so it stretches, and you can only watch Home Alone so many times in a row. We watch Christmas Story on repeat on Christmas Eve while we wrap the kids' presents. So these are the non-Christmas Christmas movies. And let's be clear, we are not stating that they are not Christmas movies. Now, we may say some of these are not Christmas movies, but this is for others to say that they're not Christmas movies. We're just trying to give you a few Christmas movies that are off the beaten path on this list, something to mix in, add a little flavor, a little spice to your Christmas movie rotation. Right, guys?
Yeah. So I think Dan and I have had this conversation before, right? Where we actually did a debate with our good friend Kevin McVicker last year, where it was, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? And I think Dan and I are kind of in lockstep on this. The theme of Christmas has to be ever present throughout the movie. It has to take place at Christmas time. There have to be more than one just, hey, it's Christmas time reference. It has to be something that is constant throughout the movie. And but generally these movies are not going to be a movie where the theme or the plot revolves around the idea of Christmas. So there's still movies that take place at Christmas, have Christmas themes, but they're not going to be something that you would typically think of as a quote unquote Christmas movie. But Dan and I are very, very in the camp that these movies are Christmas movies, and everybody else that thinks otherwise is just wrong. So that's kind of where we fall on it. Travis, where do you fall?
Hey, I'll just go ahead and admit there's a few of these I haven't watched yet, but all the ones that I have, I'd say they're on the Christmas movie list. Now they may not be ones I watch every Christmas, but they're on the Christmas movie list.
Yeah. And we're joined today by Travis. You can find Travis here on YouTube with Build with Travis and also with Travis. Travis's website. What's your website, Travis, with the movie reviews?
Withtravis.com.
Withtravis.com. So it's not just with Travis on YouTube, it's withtravis.com. And he got movie reviews. I tell you if it's safe for your kids and also if it's worth watching. So you got two things covered there. So
That's right.
without further ado, we've got 8 movies to list. We've got some honorable mentions. We've got arguments to have, and we're going to start. And again, our memories aren't crystal clear on some of these. Some of them we've watched recently, some of them we haven't watched in years, but I think we're going to have fun with this. The first one up was at the behest of my friend Tim, and I have some questions for Tim. I had not seen this. It is, let's see, from, was this 1990? What was the year on this? I'm trying to
No,
read.
this
2000.
was like this
the
was
year
late.
2000.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2000.
The Family
yeah.
Man, starring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is from the year 2000. Now, Jesse
Y2K.
watched that.
Tim and I were in
that
high
joke.
school.
I don't know if
Y2K,
you guys
right?
get that. Do you?
Tim and I's high school years.
Yeah. Yeah, the year 2000.
That's right.
The year 2000. That was all.
Oh yeah. No, we.
Conan O'Brien
Yeah.
bit, and they ran it well
Oh, yeah.
past the year 2000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but The Family Man, I had not watched this movie since the year 2000. Had you ever seen it before, Travis?
Not until recently.
Had you
I remember it coming out, but I just
not until
watched
recently.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, when was the last time you actually watched it, Tim? You're the one who suggested it.
No, I watch this one every year. I do watch this one around Christmas every year.
Oh.
And so because
All right.
it actually, believe it or not, I think it's on it is on one of those lists that AMC has for like Christmas movies when it starts their Christmas movie thing. And I think that's usually when I watch it. It just comes on AMC like every year, like late at night, and I just watch it like as I fall asleep around Christmas time. So yeah, love the movie. Great movie.
Oh, Tim, you're breaking up.
Definitely. Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Am I back? No. Am I back?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sounded good to me.
You're back. You're back. So,
Okay, I'm back. No,
yeah,
so
all right.
yeah, I
would
so I
call
watch
this
it.
movie-
I watch it every
this
year.
is-
Go ahead.
So for those who haven't seen it, I would subtitle this movie, It's a Terrible Life. This is like the mirror image. This is the polar opposite of It's a Wonderful Life. And let me tell you, Don Cheadle is no Clarence. he is no Clarence. This guy is vindictive with his angeling. But and basically Nicolas Cage is Titan of industry. He's Gordon Gekko. He's a Wall Street billionaire, not a bad guy, not a terrible guy, but he definitely overworks his team on Christmas. The movie starts on Christmas Eve and ends on Christmas Day. That's the main Christmas connection. The other big Christmas connection for this film is that the tone and the message and just the general overall atmosphere is very Christmas. It has a very Christmas message, a very Christmas vibe. This guy has abandoned personal connection in quest for money and career, and he's given a glimpse of what his life could have been, and if he had stayed with his college girlfriend who told him in 1987, don't go to Europe for your internship. So go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is you kind of nailed it. It's a Wonderful Life. Christmas Carol, a lot of those kind of themes throughout the movie. It's definitely something like that. However, there's not an overwhelming Christmas tone like there is in those movies. Okay. So that's why I think it qualifies as a non-Christmas movie. Like you said, Dan, takes place at Christmas time, starts on Christmas Eve and goes into Christmas Day. Ultimately, I think that's kind of where, that and the season and the overall message, like you said, in the end, him choosing the family over the career is kind of what makes this kind of a big feel good Christmas movie kind of thing. So yeah, good movie for the most part. Not a Christmas movie, but a non-Christmas movie. It's a good one. It's a good one on this list.
I think you guys.
What was your takeaway from having watched it recently, Trav?
Yeah, I think you guys nailed it. It's not Christmas in your face, but it's definitely taking place on Christmas. And there's a lot of, and we've mentioned A Christmas Carol, which has been redone over and over again. We could argue that Muppets is the best version of it. That's my opinion, but
It is. It is.
That's what I think. And then It's a Wonderful Life. The idea of Christmas magic is there. Like he's getting this glimpse, which I thought that was a pretty cool, word to use with this take on this Christmas magic, a glimpse into what could have been. And so it does really feel like a Christmas movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, while we're on this movie, and not to eat up all of our time tonight, but it was recommended by Tim. My question for Tim is this a multiverse movie?
Yeah.
Is this multiversal? like, okay, are we to believe? Because
no, here's the thing. Okay.
As a viewer,
here's the thing.
War Machine is in it, so that must be multiverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not a multiversal movie. Okay. This is not a multiversal movie. This is like we saw in A Christmas Carol, like we saw in A Wonderful Life. It is a glimpse into what could have happened, or what did happen, or what, there's different versions of that throughout other movies that are not quote unquote multiversal. So no, I would not say this is a multiversal movie. It's just basically, this is what things would look like if you had made a different decision. Okay. And it is not, because it's not like he could go back and meet the other Jack, that's not what happened here. So
right.
So it's not a multiversal movie.
But it does give you if it's not a multiversal movie, there is a bit of melancholy here, because these wonderful children that he meets and grows to love and realize that he's made a mistake do not exist. They didn't happen because he made the wrong choice. and he can't correct that, and they don't exist anywhere. So there's some melancholy there. Or you can just embrace the multiverse, Tim. You can embrace the multiverse that somewhere out there is a version of him.
By the miracle of Christmas, I'll embrace the multiverse. Okay, so that's what we'll do.
There we go. It's a Christmas miracle right here in reality. Yes. Okay. At number 8, we have from the MCU. Speaking of War Machine, I think is War Machine. He's got to be in it. He's in all of the Iron Man movies. We have Iron Man 3, 2013's Iron Man 3. Yep. Don Cheadle coming twice, covering both of our first 2 entries into our non-Christmas Christmas movie list. So way to go, Don. I did not manage to rewatch Iron Man 3 this week with a focus on Christmas. I do remember this is the one where he gets Pepper, the gigantic teddy bear. Is this? That's
what I
this
remember
one, right?
too. Yeah. Yes, I believe that's this one. And the theme of Christmas.
I don't believe she liked
throughout
that.
the movie.
I don't believe she.
Yeah. The theme of Christmas is seen throughout the movie. Like I mean, it's very clearly Christmas time. There's very, very clearly Christmas elements sprinkled throughout. No, it's not a movie about Christmas, but yes, I do remember this is a movie that had several Christmas elements sprinkled throughout. So yes, I do remember that.
Travis, when was the last time you were able to watch Iron Man 3?
It's been this year. We recently sat down with my kids and watched through all of the. Can you hear me?
I can hear him.
Okay.
It might be you, Dan. I can hear him.
Okay.
Yeah. I can. Okay.
We recently sat down with our kids and have been watching through the MCU movies, and so I've watched this one this year. I didn't watch it bearing in mind that this was kind of a Christmas movie, but this is the one where he ends up in Tennessee. Am I thinking right? He ends up in Tennessee without his suit, and he actually the kid that helps him, he delivers all kinds of computer gear for him on Christmas Day, like he's unwrapping it and stuff. Which, looking back now, was neat to see him at the end of Endgame. That kid comes back and he's like a lot older.
Yeah.
It it feels like a Christmas movie. It's not probably one that I'd be like, hey, it's Christmas. Let's get out Iron Man 3. But it's definitely got some good Christmas themes in it.
Yeah, I definitely think that Family Man might have more of a Christmas feel to it, but Iron Man 3, I think, is more of like just my style of movie. So, so if I had to pick which one I would probably rather watch, I would rather watch it. But which one is more Christmassy? Probably a Family Man. So
now, just because it's a sequel to a film that is not a Christmas movie does not make something not a Christmas movie.
A Christmas movie.
We can go down the list.
And it starts
Daddy's
on
Home
New
too.
Year's Eve, if I'm remembering right. The flashback is a New Year's thing, and then it goes into the forward, and it's
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying, but like as far as Christmas sequels, in recent times, we've had Daddy's Home 2, awesome Christmas movie. We've had Bad Moms 2, also a good Christmas movie. And let us
National
not forget
Lampoon's,
one of the greatest. Yeah. Yes, that's one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time, and it is the third in a series. So
that's right.
And the other ones have nothing to do with Christmas. So there you go.
So yeah.
Now, I will say that if you're going for an MCU Christmas movie, I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy's got it wrapped up for you. Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
That's a very, very Christmas movie.
The Guardians Christmas special.
The Guardians Christmas special.
So that's what I think about when I think about the MCU and Christmas. But Iron Man 3 definitely fits in there too, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably a little more hard on the nose.
Now
Christmas.
I could mention
it is.
That's probably more than the non-Christmas. But yes, absolutely.
Or now let's watch Tim pull his hair out, or you could watch Hawkeye. You could rewatch the series.
That does
Hawkeye,
take place at Christmas time.
Which was
Hawkeye was a very Christmas. I mean, they were shooting arrows on a chase scene while playing Trans-Siberian Orchestra. It definitely was a Christmas show. Okay. And there was the fight,
the Rockefeller Christmas tree.
At the very end. Yeah, absolutely. So
true.
Yeah. So coming right along, we're going to number 5 on our list of non-Christmas Christmas movies. And dude,
you had it up there.
My computer is just letting us down.
Yeah. Trading Places. Okay, we'll just say it. It's Trading Places.
It's Trading Places.
All right.
So, dude, it's trying there. Nah, it won't. It just won't load. 1983 classic starring Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. I think this is post 48 hours, pre Beverly Hills Cop is where we would place this, correct?
Well, everything's post 48 hours because that was his first movie.
And
so
it'd be right. But so this is very vintage Eddie Murphy. This would be post Blues Brothers, pre Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd. And does anybody do smug, entitled yuppie better than Dan Aykroyd? I would say no.
No way.
He does a good job with that.
And I mean, and that's what Dan, you're like flashing on us here. Yeah. You're like, I don't know.
Shoot.
You were like flashing for a second. But anyway, Dan Aykroyd, when he's doing smug, you're right. That's one of the best. And then this is just classic vintage Eddie Murphy. I think you're right. When he's doing things like this in Trading Places, this is where he's really at his best. I think things like just the scenes where he does all the kind of crazy stuff. And I love Eddie Murphy and his classic stuff from the late 80s, early 90s that you just can't beat that stuff. That's the stuff that just makes you just die laughing. It doesn't matter how many times you've seen it. So I gotta love this one. And then we had Dan Aykroyd in the Santa suit. I mean, what's more Christmas than Dan Aykroyd in the Santa suit, right? I mean, it's got to be Christmas.
I can't watch
Christmas time. Dan Aykroyd. You can't watch it?
No, I was just gonna say I can't watch a movie with Eddie Murphy now without hearing Donkey. Like I always think of Donkey
Shrek!
whenever I watch from Shrek. Yeah, that's
In the
always what I
morning,
hear.
I'm making waffles.
Oh,
Staying up late.
yeah.
Whopping manly store.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. As a guy who's older than you guys, you're talking about Muppet Christmas Carol and how Christmas Carol is your Christmas Carol. My Christmas Carol is Mickey's Christmas Carol. And to me, Eddie Murphy will always be Raw. It will be Eddie Murphy Raw. That will be what I envision when I envision Eddie Murphy. So
it's one of probably the top 5 comedy specials of all time. I mean, it's legitimately one of the best. So
yeah.
I've got a warm place in my heart
Places,
for Mickey's Christmas Carol too. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Trading Places is a great film, and you get Eddie Murphy giving the Kung Fu Grip monologue, talking about people freaking out when he's doing the trade. He wants to buy his kid the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu Grip.
That's the kind of stuff you just don't get from anybody else, because that a lot of that stuff just wasn't scripted. It's just Eddie Murphy doing Eddie Murphy stuff. It's just great.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's what's so great about so many of those movies in that time period, though, is that it wasn't scripted. I mean, Bill Murray, when he was off script.
Yeah,
it's great, and it's another Wall Street adventure. For those who haven't seen Trading Places, you should. Dan Aykroyd is the golden boy of a major Wall Street firm. The 2 head guys. Do you know the names of the 2 old guys, Tim? Do you know I didn't manage to rewatch it today, so I don't remember their names.
I forget. I haven't watched Trading Places in years. It's been a long time, but yeah, I don't remember.
So they're basically Statler and Waldorf in real life. If Statler and Waldorf weren't Muppets, it would be these 2 guys. And they run.
I think that's what they were going for, honestly. I think that's what they were going for.
And Eddie Murphy is a con man from the street, and they have a nature versus nurture debate, and they make the bet for the usual amount, where they're going to take the golden boy and throw him out on the street, take the con man and put him in the golden boy's apartment, and they think that the one thinks that the con man can't do it, and the golden boy will shine in any situation. The other one thinks that the golden boy, Dan Aykroyd, will fall apart, and that Eddie Murphy will rise to the occasion, and that's the bet. Special notice: these 2 characters will recur in Coming to America. So if you watch this and then watch Coming to America much later, Eddie Murphy did do a callback to these 2 characters in that film. Tim, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
And it all So another thing that it all takes place at Christmas time, so it is a Christmas movie. And what is more festive than Jamie Lee Curtis's boobs, right? I mean, come on. What's that?
I just think it's weird that there was a movie about changing places that Jamie Lee Curtis was in before Freaky Friday. I don't know. It's just all coming together. Anyway,
I hadn't thought about that. This seems like the right movie to watch in between Christmas and New Year's, because it starts.
Let's see if I can do this
on Christmas and then it ends on New Year's. So
yeah.
So getting back more in our wheelhouse, at number 5, we have Batman Returns. Tell us how much you love Tim Burton, Tim.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing, of the of the original Tim Burton Batman movies, I do not like this one as much as I like the original. This one is the first one I saw in theaters. It's also one that I would kind of admit, and I think everyone would kind of admit, it went a little too far on some things. I don't know that anybody really envisioned Penguin as being kind of this weird mutated demon guy. I don't think anybody really envisioned that. I think everybody, and Danny DeVito, of course, did a fantastic job. I just think it was maybe a little overboard with Tim Burton kind of doing some occult stuff that he is really famous for. But But overall, the theme of the movie does not revolve around Christmas, as we all know. But it does take place at Christmas time. There's snow, there's other things, there's gifts, and there's all kinds of other stuff. And then at the very end, he does wish Alfred a Merry Christmas. I mean, you can't say it's not a Christmas movie if you're wishing people Merry Christmas. So it's definitely a Christmas movie. But the theme is not overwhelmingly Christmas, doesn't really beat you over the head. And honestly, just kind of where it falls in the hierarchy of Batman movies, it's not anything I would rush to watch at Christmas. That's just my personal opinion. But I don't know where you guys fall on that. Did we lose Dan? Oh, we might have. Okay, go ahead, Travis. Tell us what you think.
This week, what were your rewatching Batman Returns?
So it starts out on Christmas with the Penguin's like origin story, but I'm with Tim on this. That was not what I would have expected Penguin in a movie, a Batman movie. That's not the Penguin that I would have really wanted or expected. But this may be the counselor coming out in me, but I think there are some heavy, dark Christmas themes in this movie that revolve around loneliness, isolation, and this idea of duality. You know, Batman is Batman, but he's also Bruce Wayne. You've got Catwoman, who is still playing, you know, this secretary for this guy, and she's also Catwoman. And then you've got this guy coming out of the sewer, and he's going to be mayor. And so at Christmas time, there's a lot of happiness and there's a lot of cheer, but there's also the loneliness aspect. People have lost loved ones, they've lost spouses, and there's some heavy, and I didn't catch this when I watched this as a kid. I was just like, oh, it's Batman. But there's a lot of heavy, like, Christmas level themes in it, even like what you get from A Christmas Carol, where you're looking at the past and the present and the future and the choices that we make. And so, you know, there's some of that in Batman Returns. Now, yeah, like Tim said, it's not my favorite movie. It's definitely low on the Batman charts of all the cool Batman movies we've got. But
absolutely, yeah.
But you know, it's a theme that's not often explored in Christmas movies. Kind of that idea of loneliness and loss, because so many people experience that. So
yeah. I hadn't watched it in years. I just finished rewatching it today, and you know, my key takeaway back then when I was like 12 or 13 was Michelle Pfeiffer in a skin tight, you know, latex suit. That was my key takeaway at that time. Right now, it works a lot better as a Tim Burton movie than a Batman movie. This is very loosely based on Batman. It's very quirky. It's very campy. Not only is the Penguin some kind of mutant that eats raw fish and lives in the sewer, but Catwoman, aside from being named Selena Kyle and calling herself Catwoman, bears almost no resemblance to she's not a cat burglar. She has weird cat-derived 9 live powers of some kind, which they're not hinted at. That very much. I mean, she gets shot 3 times in a row in the final sequence. So it's very. If you just look at it as like a Tim Burton Batman cartoon in live action, it works better because it doesn't fit within the Batman mythos very well. Some of the talks about duality do fit your classic Batman structure, but they throw out most of your classic Batman tropes for this. Batman 89 did so well that this is the classic thing of when you give the creatives too much power. We all say that the studio meddled and the studio ruined this and the studio ruined that. Sometimes you need a little bit of studio guidance, a little bit like, you know what, Tim, you're getting a little bit too far away from the Batman. This is like, you know, but all in all, it's still fun.
Tim Burton famously is not a comic book fan. All right. And so he is not somebody who really cares to keep it to the source. What he cares about is somebody presented him a screenplay and he wanted to bring the screenplay to life in something that kind of coincides with his universe and style. And he did that in the first Batman movie, but it kind of ended up working because the script kind of steered him a certain direction. And even though it wasn't 100% comic accurate, it still kind of gave us a good original Batman story. This was not that at all. This was kind of, it was kind of a script that probably never should have been greenlit. And then on top of that, you got Tim Burton just kind of going a little overboard, kind of trying to blend the worlds between Beetlejuice and Batman, and then doing it all at Christmas. It just didn't make any sense. But it is a non-Christmas Christmas movie. I just, if you're looking for one that takes place at Christmas time that is superhero themed, and you've already watched Iron Man 3, go ahead and watch it. But do not expect something that you're really going to enjoy too much, I think would be the case that we would make there. So anyway,
but it's got penguins with explosives strapped to their backs.
They shoot missiles.
That's right.
Again, it works as a Tim Burton movie, kind of like in a Nightmare Before Christmas, Edward Scissorhands kind of way. It works as that, So next on our list, an all-time action cinema classic, not the one you're usually thinking about, but one of the tops, Lethal Weapon. Now, I didn't get to watch it recently. I watch it like once every other year, so it hasn't been that long. Now, Travis, you said you didn't get to watch it. Have you not seen Lethal Weapon?
I've not seen it.
Sorry.
It's probably like every buddy cop series that you've ever seen is derived from this. Okay, like every buddy cop show, every buddy cop series. I mean, Rush Hour was derived from this. Shanghai Nights was Shanghai Noon. I mean, was derived from this. I mean, there's every buddy cop story that you see where it's like two guys that don't really fit together, and they end up as partners, and they end up, tripping and falling into solving a case, and it all derives from this series. And so I think it really was kind of like a kind of plowing the way for what we had coming up in the 90s, because the 90s we had a bunch of those, not just movies, but TV shows that were based on that kind of stuff. And so it really did make it really was kind of a trendsetter in that regard, I think. So I know a lot of people are going to say that this one actually kind of copied a whole bunch of others that came before it. I think, because 48 Hours, for example, it was that way, and it came before this. But I think when people think of buddy cop, they don't think of 48 Hours, they think of Lethal Weapon. Like, honestly, that's what I think most people think of.
It established the formula. This brought us Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson had already gained some notoriety in the United States from Mad Max and the Mad Max series, but this was his first American blockbuster film. And so it brought us Mel Gibson. It also gave us the tropes. He plays Riggs, the edgy, push the boundaries. Maybe he's crazy wild card, paired with Murtaugh, the old grizzled veteran cop just trying to retire, trying to make it to his last day. And those tropes, those are established. Now, they did go and pull some existing tropes, like the angry sergeant who yells at them that they're going too far and we're going to have to rein you in. Like, that's in every cop movie, and it's in this one. But those two tropes, those two characters, the edgy guy, the other partner who's just trying to, it gave us Murtaugh's "I'm too old for this shit." That is, it's classic. Yeah. It's classic. I'm getting too old for this. So
now, was it again? This was before Predator 2, right? So this is Danny Glover before Predator 2. And I think that's kind of when Danny Glover so you could make the case that this really started the action part of Danny Glover's career. And then Predator 2 kind of skyrocketed his action career, you would say. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of firsts here that happened right here with Lethal Weapon. And it is something where there is Christmas theme kind of sprinkled throughout the movie. Now, it's not going to be laid on as thick as some of these others, but it's there. Okay.
Yeah.
And it is something that's addressed, and it is something that is there. But the theme, the plot, they don't revolve around Christmas, but it is something that does take place at Christmas time. So yeah.
The film opens, Riggs is doing a bust at a Christmas tree lot. So the film opens at a Christmas tree lot. There's numerous scenes at Murtaugh's house, which is totally decorated for Christmas. They got the tree, they got the lights up, and I believe we end credits on a Christmas song. I believe that to be the case. Now, which one, and am I totally right about that? I'm not. I cannot tell you for absolute sure, but I'm fairly certain we roll credits on some type of Christmas song, and we get Gary Busey at like some of his absolute crazies. Isn't it Gary Busey in this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Sure.
Gary Busey.
So anytime you can get Busey crazy,
early 90s Gary Busey was
that's good time.
the best Gary Busey. That was the best Gary Busey, man. His teeth were never bigger, and he never played a good guy the entire time. So
yeah. So now let me get this. We're gonna move on. We are gonna stay in the action genre, and this one is actually very topical. We're going on to number 3, and this is named. This is the brilliance of Hollywood writers. Die Hard 2. Die Harder. Is that not just the most perfect?
That's the most Hollywood thing ever.
Room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how long were they try? What else was?
Oh, I think we lost Dan. Dan,
he died harder.
Dan.
Yeah, I think it's my camera. Hold.
You hit the. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and talk about Die Hard 2. So
Sam,
Travis,
I can't
have
hear you now?
Oh no, really? Am I getting lost too? Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Travis?
I can't
hear you. You can hear you, but you can't hear me. Oh, well, that's wonderful. Hold on one second. Let me try something. I'm going to try something. Hold on. Hold on a second, Travis. I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, Tim.
You can't hear me? Okay.
Maybe it's on my end.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope you can hear me, but if you can't, that's okay. I'm going to keep talking. So hold on. Let me see here. Did something happen? All right. Well, Dan, are you there? I don't see you, Dan.
Is my microphone working?
I can hear you, Dan, but I can't hear Tim.
Can you hear me, Dan?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me or Travis?
I can hear you both.
Okay, Travis can't hear me.
Hold on, let me.
Should I go out and come back in?
Yes, go out and come back in, Travis. Yes. All right, Travis is going to go out and come back in. All right, so it's just me to talk about Die Hard 2 for a minute, okay? So ultimately, I think Die Hard 2, they have some more themes that they sprinkle throughout this movie that I think that they didn't lay on as thick in the first movie, although the first movie had a lot of things. Oh, there's Dan. I see him, okay?
Camera trouble.
So I was Travis had to go out and come back in. He couldn't hear me. I don't know why. He couldn't hear me. But anyway, so here's kind of what I was saying, Dan. I think that Die Hard 2, I think that they kind of entered a situation where the conversation about whether or not Die Hard was a Christmas movie had already started. Okay. And so I think what they did with Die Hard 2 is I think that they tried to lay things on a little thicker. All right. They still had a July release date, which I think was interesting, but they still kept with the Christmas theme, making it at Christmas time. And they actually laid things on a little thicker than I think they did in the first Die Hard. And actually, I think it was a little bit more to the detriment of the movie. I think it looked like they were trying way too hard to remind us that it was Christmas. I don't know what you guys feel about that. Hello?
Can you
Dan?
hear me?
I can hear you, but Dan is frozen.
Dan looks frozen.
Dan, I think something's up with your internet, buddy. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I jumped back in, but
with Die Harder.
there he goes.
Okay. Go ahead, Dan. I think
Are
you're
you
back
there?
with us now. Yep, you were frozen
Yeah.
for a minute, but you're back now. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think it's topical, like I said, because basically Die Hard 2 is about traveling at Christmas time. It's about holiday travel. And who hasn't struggled with holiday travel, especially nowadays? If you're traveling for the holidays this year, Lord help you, because you know, we've all had delays, we've all had flights canceled and moved, and then every now and again, a disgruntled team of special forces veterans decides to become terrorists and take over the airport where your wife's plane is supposed to land, right? I mean, these
That's right.
are the holiday travel struggles. This is what can happen when you try to travel for Christmas. You know, we've all had to deal with this to some degree or another.
Yeah. It's like, so, I think I remember on the
just like you and me.
On the conveyor belt, I remember like there were like presents going by, and I'm like, who actually just puts a fully wrapped present on the conveyor belts? You know, just stuff like that. But they really tried to lay it on thick. Hey, it's Christmas, in case you forgot.
Yeah.
You know, because you're in the movie theater and it's July, it's Christmas. And I feel like they really tried to stretch it and pull us in because they know the conversation had started about the first Die Hard movie already. And they really tried to lay it on thick. I think it was to the detriment of the movie. It's clearly not as good as the original, just clearly, you know.
Well, nothing is. Nothing. Let's just nothing is good as Die Hard. No. You cannot.
In the hierarchy of Die Hard, it's still like one of the top 2 or 3, right? So
yeah.
So definitely, but yeah, not as good as the original, obviously.
We get Dennis Franz, pre NYPD Blue, Dennis Franz.
There you go.
as the airport cop. That's always fun.
Reginald Vell Johnson making his appearance as Pal once again, and he's behind the desk now pushing paper, right? So doing all that. So it's a different situation.
I wonder if like flying and the airlines like lost any money, during the holidays after this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. They watched this. They're like, I'm not flying on Christmas. The special forces terrorists.
Well, and what's really funny is, after 9/11, I noticed that there is a huge drop off in the popularity of this movie because the idea of airplane terrorism is not something that people wanted to watch on a movie. So the networks wouldn't push it as much. The cable wouldn't push it as much. And so finding Die Hard 2 on anywhere but a video store or DVD for a while was very hard. So there's a reason that we don't see it as lauded as some of these other movies at Christmas time. And it's because for a long chunk of time, people were not even exposed to it.
Yeah. But again, excellent film. It's fun. There's a big twist. There's a twist that you find out. Die Hard is not known for having twists all the time, but definitely worth your time. It, like Tim says, you know what? It may work even better seasonally because the fact that it's laid on a little thick, you can enjoy it at Christmas time. Again, between watchings of Home Alone and Home Alone 2, slide in Die Hard 2. Just take your Die Hards and your Home Alones, shuffle them like a deck of cards. Home Alone, Die Hard, Home Alone 2, Die Hard 2. Yeah, a lot of traveling, a lot of airport shenanigans. Yeah, you know.
Mhm.
And who doesn't love airport shenanigans? You know what? Put the Family Man in there. The Family Man definitely hits some tropes hard because you have not one but two heartfelt lovers airport scenes. I mean, come on, man.
Mhm.
Like you get
Yeah.
two of those. And Nick Cage runs through the airport. And
Mhm.
we can all dream about how great it must have been when you could actually run through an airport, when you could be
Mhm.
running late for a flight or something like that, and you could run through an airport. That was a thing that
Or when you
people
could
used to be able to do.
actually meet them when they got off the plane instead of waiting in the out in the lobby
Mhm.
before all this
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
yeah. When you could actually like you could go tell somebody not to go when they were in the ticket line counter. You could just run all the way up there and be like, "Don't go," without buying a ticket and taking off your shoes and maybe getting screened by the special handsy guy over there. So anyway, back to our Christmas list. Die Hard 2, definitely a good one. Now for number 2, and it's time. This is high on our hearts and minds. Gremlins, a
That's
classic.
right.
Tim,
That's right.
tell all the people who think Gremlins isn't a Christmas movie why they're wrong.
Well, when the main character was actually himself a Christmas present, you can't very well say, right? Gizmo was a Christmas present, guys. All right, you can't very well say it's not a Christmas movie. There's just no way that you can get around that. Okay, it takes place at Christmas time. The title character was a Christmas present. All the theme of Christmas is sprinkled all throughout the movie. You just can't deny it. Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Okay. And so I think a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's ridiculous. It's just a movie that's set at Christmas time. Uh, Dan and I, we talked about this last year. There's a movie that's set at Christmas time that I would say is not a Christmas movie. Okay. That movie is Jurassic World. All right. Jurassic World is not a Christmas movie. It's set at Christmas time. The only reason those boys are going to visit their aunt on the island is because it's Christmas vacation. Okay, that's the only reason that's the only reason that Christmas is introduced at all. All right, they play a Christmas song in the airport, and then we never hear about Christmas again the rest of the movie. All right. The rest of the movie, it is never addressed. It's never talked about. They go to the park, right? And at the park, there's no Christmas decorations. There's no lights. The lobby of the welcome center didn't have any big Christmas tree or decorations or anything. It is not a Christmas movie. All right. So just because something takes place at Christmas time doesn't make it a Christmas movie. In the case of Gremlins, Christmas is everywhere. Okay. You can see the Christmas stuff everywhere. Gizmo was a Christmas present. It takes place at Christmas time. It's a Christmas movie. That's the difference, folks.
The dog is strung up in Christmas lights. And
That's it.
who could forget
Right?
the tragic story of Phoebe Cates' dad? I mean, that's the emotional climax of the film.
That's right.
Right. So, yeah. Is Gremlins an every year watch for you, Travis, or is it just me and Tim?
Gremlins, most Decembers I watch Gremlins, and my wife and I debate this sometimes about whether Gremlins is a Christmas movie. I'm with Tim. I'm with you, Dan. This is a Christmas movie. All the things that you guys have both said lean into this being a Christmas. I mean, one time I took a picture of this to prove to my wife's family this was Christmas. Actually, I took a video at the very beginning of the movie. It's a Christmas tree farm. Everything's decked out in Christmas. Christmas music is playing.
That's right.
I still get trembles down my spine when I hear the song "Do You Hear What I Hear" come on the radio, because when Billy's mom is walking up the stairs and that music is playing, "Do you hear what I hear?" and the gremlins are like popping out of those pods, the cocoon stage. Yeah, it scarred me for life, but I love it. I love Gremlins. Gremlins is definitely a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would honestly say that I would say that Gremlins is kind of like it it's like a very, very toned down version of a lot of other like occult alien movies that were going on at the time. They didn't really want to go full on horror with it, so they kind of went like semi comedic almost, but I really like what they did with it. And this was Chris Columbus, right? Chris Columbus did Gremlins. Is that who did it? So yeah. So
Yeah.
Chris Columbus did Gremlins. I mean, he's done a lot of great stuff, and I'm a huge fan of his, and so I think that he did a really good job with the story. And the great thing about a movie like this is it's a movie that didn't quite take itself too seriously, and that's what I really like about it. So yeah.
Always a great time. So
And the Gremlins attack a Santa Claus. I mean, we didn't say that, but that's going to be
Yeah.
done there, Jason.
yeah, attacking Santa on the street. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
you can't say it's not a Christmas movie if
Not a
they're
Christmas
attacking
movie.
Santa Claus.
I mean, Santa was attacked.
Does it opens with Christmas Baby Please Come Home, which may be the
Yes.
best Christmas song of all Christmas songs
Yeah.
by Darlene Love. So I mean,
The Gremlins go Christmas caroling, at Miss Deagle's house. So
That's right. That's right. They do. That's right.
so now we're left with only one on our list of non-Christmas Christmas films that you all need to watch this season. And I think we all know where we're going. I think we all know that we're going to that 1988 classic, the film that end all Christmas films. And really, and I've said this before, it's the story of a man estranged from his family, traveling across the country at Christmas time to rekindle things with his wife and children. That's really what it's about. He's trying to bring his family together for Christmas. And what's more Christmas than that? I mean, doesn't that sound like the plot to a Hallmark movie? I mean, come on. It is so Christmas.
Now, for years, I've wanted an alternate ending to this movie, Dan. Okay. I've wanted an alternate ending to this movie for years, where at the very end, after, before they get in the limo and before Let It Snow starts playing and all that kind of stuff, he looks over and he sees the guy that told him to take his shoes off, and he goes over and he socks him in the face. Okay. That would have been the perfect ending, in my opinion. Okay. But no, I mean, it's clearly a classic. Not only did every action movie basically steal from this for the next 15-20 years, but basically what really makes this a quote unquote Christmas movie, first of all, for those of you who don't know, takes place on Christmas Eve at Nakatomi Plaza. His wife's company has an office at Nakatomi Plaza in LA. And this basically is their company Christmas party, is where it takes place. So it takes place on Christmas Eve, company Christmas party. The theme of Christmas is everywhere. Okay. One of the first guys he kills in the elevator, he puts a Santa suit on and a sign that says, "Now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho." Okay. And then, like I mentioned at the very end, they get in the limousine, they drive off, and Let It Snow starts playing. Not only that, but the limo driver, before he gets in, remember the limo driver that drove him there and was in the garage the whole time? That limo driver says Merry Christmas to him. And then he says, "If this is Christmas, I can't wait for New Year's," or something like that. Right. I mean, It's a Christmas movie. It's clearly a Christmas movie. And Dan is correct. This is a man that was trying to rekindle with his family for the holidays. That's what led to this whole thing. He tripped and fell into this situation. He just happened to be a very capable guy to handle the situation that he fell into. It was a Christmas movie. And anybody who says it's not a Christmas movie because it came out in July, just like Die Hard 2, or because the theme is not generally around Christmas, they haven't watched the whole movie. They have determined that it's not a Christmas movie because they haven't watched it. That's my opinion.
A huge part of Christmas has to do with money. I mean, and that's a big part of this, right? They're going to steal the money from the company. Hey, and I really want to know who has What company has their big Christmas party on Christmas Eve and don't let their families go home to their, like, don't go home to your family, stay here and have Christmas party
Well,
there.
if this list has taught us anything, these multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar companies make people work on Christmas Eve. That is a thing.
Yeah.
If
And
we've
maybe
learned
they
anything
don't
from this
celebrate
list-
Christmas as much in Japan, and he was, the owner was a Japanese guy. So.
Yeah, we are Japanese. So yeah, pro tip, guys. It really does work to take off your shoes and walk around and make fists in the carpet with your toes. If your feet hurt, that it does kind of help. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Not recommended for running over shards of glass, though. Just not recommended. So yeah, don't do that. But
like on the 80th viewing of the film, I was kind of like, you know what? I'm going to try that. I'm going to see if there's anything to it.
Well, and
so
and there are so many great things about this movie, like the schmarmy dude who clearly has a thing for McClane's wife, right? Who goes in there? I'm going to show you guys how to handle these terrorists. I'm going to negotiate with them. And he goes in, Hans, baby, I got you. I'm looking out for you, man. And it's just, you just can think to yourself the whole time. You're just like, I know exactly how this is going to end, and it's just going to be hilarious. And so that's the kind of stuff that is just sprinkled throughout this movie that you just can't deny. These are the tropes that once again started in movies like this and kind of spiraled into things that happened in the 90s. Like we had Under Siege and Broken Arrow and a bunch of other action movies that really kind of stole elements of Die Hard. Yes, Speed was another one. All kinds of great movies that just stole from this. And I think that's there's a reason that the format of this is copied. You put a guy that nobody knows is a capable guy in something like a boat or a skyscraper or a plane or a bus or whatever, and then all of a sudden you got yourself, it's just like, oh, these terrorists don't know that there's a guy in there. That's that's something that is that's something that's great, and it's a great trope that carried throughout the 90s. And any movie that you see that has that kind of a line in it, you can definitely be entertained. There's no doubt. Go ahead, Dan.
It's another reason it's a Christmas movie, because much like It's a Wonderful Life, where TV throughout history have stolen the plot, where one of the characters wishes they'd never been born, and they get to see what it would be like if they had never been born. Like, you can name a list from now until next week of TV shows that did that. There's also a list just as long of TV shows that did Die Hard. There's 2 Star Trek shows that did a Die Hard episode. The Next Generation has a Die Hard episode, and what's it called? The one with Janeway. She has a Die Hard episode. She gets to be John McClane.
Yeah, and there's an episode of Highlander that is like this, where it takes place in a bank, I believe. And they specifically, I believe, in the title of that episode, name it something like "Nothing Dies Hard Like an Immortal" or something like that. And so they went really hard after it. And then there were episodes of The Mandalorian that were very much Die Hard. If you go back and watch Mandalorian season 1, there were episodes of Mandalorian that were very much Die Hard. This is the format that a lot of people have kind of taken, because action kind of has a very, very limited window of what people really want to see happen. And so this kind of format really, really appeals to people. They really like it.
Speaking of Die Hard in a bank on television, we just had Daredevil board again.
Daredevil.
I was thinking that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Daredevil. That's what it was. It was Die Hard.
We had to take a break from the whole season. The whole season arches, all of the season long arches had to take a break so that we could have
a Die Hard episode. That's it.
Die Hard episode.
That's what it was. And you know what? You could make the argument, Dan, that was the best episode in the entire season, right?
I did argue that while we were watching it. I'm like, other
it's
people
like
were
you
mad
could watch
at the
it.
time.
You could watch it and not watch any of the other episodes and still be entertained and not care about what happened before or after. And that's what people like, right? That's why Die Hard is so popular.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. So Travis admitted before we came on he had not watched Die Hard until recently.
I have not. I have now though.
So
I've watched Die Hard.
So is it your favorite Christmas movie or like by far your favorite Christmas movie?
See, I still got to go with Gremlins as my favorite Christmas movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I do admit that Die Hard was definitely a Christmas movie. It should be watched at Christmas.
Yeah.
Whenever you're being shot at and there are Christmas trees around, like and ornaments are exploding and trees are falling, it's a Christmas action movie.
Yeah.
It's not when you watch with the
Rickman.
little kids like Elf, but it is a Christmas movie. So yeah. Sure.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, okay. The Night Before and Office Christmas Party aren't for little kids, but they're definitely Christmas movies.
It's definitely a Christmas movie.
Christmas.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Alan Rickman, it's Alan Rickman, right? He plays such a great bad guy. I don't know.
Oh, he is so fantastic. This was like
himself.
We were
this was
robbed
his star making
so many years of Alan Rickman.
Yeah,
he would still be playing a bad guy right now. You know what I mean? I miss. We were robbed of Alan Rickman, guys. We were robbed because he was, way too young for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he was also great. My brain isn't working tonight. What's the movie with Tim Allen? The
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
Yes.
He was outstanding in Galaxy Quest.
He was great in that.
And the thing is, he plays exactly who you could see him being if you were to approach Alan Rickman at a convention. He plays the guy where if you come up and you say the line, he looks at you like you're a loser, signs your paper, and he did it fantastic. I could totally see him being that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he always plays a good bad guy. Always. I feel like Hans Gruber is kind of his peak, but he always plays a good bad guy. And I never really understood. I never really understood why they didn't give him more range, but it's because he's such a good bad guy. You know what I mean? He's so good at it. So, it was a fantastic performance, well directed, well acted. Alan Rickman he knocked it out of the park on this one.
To make everybody even more sad, I have read interviews with Sigourney Weaver and Tim Allen that they were like this close. They had the story worked out and they were going to do a Galaxy Quest sequel, and nobody's interested in doing it without him. So that's dead now.
Yeah.
But that was just things that could have been. Anyway, Die Hard is definitely the most Christmasest of non-Christmas movies. It's not Christmas obsessed, but it's definitely Christmas. Now we got to talk about hot takes, honorable mentions, other things like that. So I'm going to go with the hot take that my wife got because we were Googling things for this list and she hit me with a take that she found. I don't know if AI wrote it or if somebody's just trying to do a clickbait article trying to say that It's a Wonderful Life is not really a Christmas movie because it covers his whole life and it doesn't all take place on Christmas. So they're saying it's not a Christmas movie.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's absolutely absurd. It's one of the best Christmas movies of all time. Okay.
That's someone trying to start something like the Die Hard art, like when Die Hard is Die Hard Christmas. They're just trying to get famous for starting something.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Okay. The thing about It's a Wonderful Life is it is an incredibly long movie. Okay. Especially for at that time. At that time, if you had a 2.5 hour movie, nobody wanted to sit through that for a Christmas movie. It's the reason that this movie did not do well at the box office. It famously flopped at the box office, right? And the reason is because a lot of people don't want to go see a 2.5 hour Christmas movie. But the reason that it's a Christmas movie, it's just so very obvious. Not only does it take place generally around Christmas time, but the message is overall a Christmas message. All right. George Bailey, who very, very famously went out there and did what he could to did what he could and what he felt was right by giving people the money, right? I mean, he did everything that was right, and it still ended up backfiring in his face. He's about ready to kill himself. That's when he meets Clarence, right? And this whole thing spirals, and then at the very, very end, you know what? Life is good. No matter what happens, no matter what the bank does, no matter what happens, life is good. We have my family. That's good enough. Nothing else needs to happen. And that's what more of a Christmas message could you have than that? I just feel like anybody who says It's a Wonderful Life is not a Christmas movie either hasn't seen the movie, has not made it all the way through the movie, or is just an online troll. That's my opinion.
Just trying to argue.
All right. Yeah. Another take, and this one's kind of a stretch, but just based on tradition and watching patterns from somebody old. And I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember this, but The Wizard of Oz. It always used to air on network television in December. It's a fantasy epic. It's family entertainment. A Christmas Story opens with the Christmas parade with Ralphie and his family. Dorothy, Scarecrow, Lion, the Wicked Witch, they're all in the parade because at that time and through the 90s, or I think the late 80s, I think it aired on TV through the 90s. You know, The Wizard of Oz had a Christmas connotation just because it aired on TV at that time. What do you guys feel like? Is The Wizard of Oz even tangential to Christmas?
I think it just being a classic that is family friendly makes it something that you could easily put on and watch when the kids are at home for 2 weeks, during Christmas. But I just can't make an argument that it's a Christmas movie.
That's kind of where I stand. I say that generationally, I understand why some people would correlate it to Christmas, but I think anything post kind of Gen X and after, I think that we kind of wouldn't consider it that because we had our own Christmas movies and Christmas specials by that time. You know what I mean? There were actual Christmas movies and Christmas specials that were classics at that time. I don't think that we would have considered it a Christmas movie because of that. But generationally, look, in the 50s, sure, they probably considered it a Christmas movie. I would say that the argument for that is going to be very, very similar to the argument that a lot of people would make for the 10 Commandments at Easter, right? Like, the 10 Commandments is watched during Easter.
I'm so mad it doesn't air on Easter anymore. That's
right.
how you
I mean,
spend Easter.
It's the same thing, right? I mean, it's a movie that's when it used to air on network TV was Easter. Why? I don't know. It has nothing to do with Easter, but that's when they would air it. That's what a lot of people would correlate to Easter, right? So I feel like it's kind of in that same category where it's like, because that's when the network decided to put it on and they bought the rights for however many years and they used it up every one of those darn years. That's why people will correlate it to Christmas, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think it's a Christmas movie. I can't go that far.
Honorable mentions. If you make it through our list and you're still looking for some off the beaten path Christmas films, I'm going to throw out The Ref, starring Dennis Leary. It has Kevin Spacey and Annette Bening. He's a cat burglar. He's trying to steal some things from these rich people's house. He ends up taking them hostage. I'm going to be truly honest. I remember really liking it and thinking it was very funny, and I haven't seen it in probably 20 years. It was a movie from the late 90s, early 2000s. On the same time, there's a movie called Go that was like an intersecting pulp fiction type deal from the late 90s, early 2000s that I do remember. I read it on these lists, and I do remember there's quite a bit of like references to the fact that it's happening at Christmas time. I haven't seen that in over 20 years. So I can't tell you that I would still like it if I watched it again today. But I did like those two. Do you guys have any other ones that you like just want to throw out there as something people might want to give a shot to?
I can't think of it. I think we did it. We were stretching it to get to our 8. So I think we were stretching. Anything else that I can think of that I would typically watch at Christmas is going to be something that is pretty thoroughly Christmas through and through. And so, there, like I said, there might be some stuff that takes place at Christmas that I wouldn't consider a Christmas movie, like Jurassic World. But for the most part, I think this list kind of rounds it up pretty nice.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to make for people that have seen a few of our things. If you're watching our videos, I didn't go in depth when we were talking about it, but watching The Family Man today or yesterday anyway brought me back to a conversation we had about the last episode of season 2 of Peacemaker, where the whole point of The Family Man is what's really important in life is love and your significant other and family and building a family and the connections that you make. We see Nicolas Cage as somebody that's made millions, if not billions of dollars, and he doesn't even know that he's not happy. He thinks that he's like got this wonderful fulfilled existence. That's why Don Cheadle tells him, oh, you don't need anything. Oh, you did this to yourself. You're going to get a glimpse. And the point of the movie is that those things are empty. That's not true fulfillment. That's not true happiness. And we were subjected to a monologue in season 2 conclusion of Peacemaker, where we're very much, in the words of Abadeo, or what, the character, we're supposed to be taking away that this is true stuff. Like, this is the moral of the story being spoken by the writer through this character, saying, I want to be a super spy and you want to be a pet store owner. And even though we love each other deeply, that's why we both have to just give up, and we're not meant to be together. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
I was so angry watching that scene,
because the second season we made it to that point, Dan, and we had really enjoyed it up to that point, I think, for the most part. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, just the complete opposite of what we've seen in any of these movies, really. I mean, any of these movies, where the theme is very, very centered around, goodwill towards men and all that kind of stuff. I mean, and that's how Batman Returns concludes. Okay. He says, Merry Christmas, Alfred, peace and goodwill towards men, or something like that.
Yeah, and goodwill towards and women.
And it's just one of those. I just cannot get it. I can't get to the point where I can make it through something like Peacemaker and understand why they decided to go that direction. So anyway.
Yeah. I don't know, Travis, you deal with it, but I feel like it says something about our culture now that
welcome Munich.
2 seasons. Hey, it's Derek. Just saw Predator and came straight to the channel. Oh, he's went and seen Predator Badlands.
Oh, gotcha.
How bad was
is this
it?
our buddy? Is this our buddy Derek? Is that who this is?
This is Derek.
Oh, gotcha. What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Yeah, we need to know how bad that really is.
I am glad that you saw it, so I don't have to, Derek. So I have already seen one terrible Predator movie this year. I don't plan on seeing a second one. So
yeah, we saw Killer of Killers. If you ever figured, like, what if they took a cut scene from like a PS2 era game and made it like an hour and a half long and called it a movie? That's Predator Badlands.
It was pretty terrible. Dan texted me when he was watching it, because we decided we were going to review it, and he goes, so do the graphics get any better? And I'm like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's pretty bad. So yeah,
Travis. Anyway, juxtaposing like It's a Wonderful Life, The Family Man, the morals of stories that we were raised on, letting you know that material success was not the ultimate success in life, and that career success was not that was not the be all and end all of success and fulfillment. Like that was very much in the popular culture, in the stories we were told growing up.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that is in the popular culture anymore. Like, you review a lot more movies than us, and you do it with the slant towards family. Like, have we gotten away from that?
I think we have got away from that some. And I remember too a lot of these movies, and the one that pops into my mind is Hook. Not Christmassy at all, but the idea there that he was spending all his time at work, and we grew up watching those movies as kids, and I think maybe, and Hollywood still, I guess Hollywood still tries to teach us lessons today, but that was a big theme in the 90s, when Tim and I were kids, and when you were younger, and we don't see that as much today. At least I haven't come across that as much. I think there are a lot of good stories being told, and there are a lot of good themes out there, and things that are teaching us how to be, family oriented. I mean, if you look at Bluey, Bluey is all about teaching parents to play with their kids and spend time with their kids and give their kids this attention. And so there's good stuff out there, but that is not a theme anymore. And I wonder if maybe we have gotten away from that theme because we have maybe grown as a culture, and some of that is not to say that's not important for anybody, but I think the general maybe everyday guy, we kind of learned that lesson because we got that so much when we were kids in these movies.
Yeah. I mean, I hope young people are getting it, because I feel like too many people in these younger generations think that fulfillment, like, I'm just going to put that off. I'm not going to find a significant other. I'm not going to have children. I'm going to get success and fulfillment through work in my career. And I'm not saying abandon your career, don't make any money, but, like, the truest joy in life is having family. So
yeah, and you
people
are seeing
should
that.
strive.
You're seeing that trend now. I mean, statistically, like the people that are in college now have been out of college for 2-3 years. They're waiting longer to get married. They're waiting longer before they have kids, if they decide to have kids. And so it may be that our generation kind of learned that lesson, but maybe we need a little more of that for this next generation, because I feel bad for them. They're all going to be so old when their kids are so young.
Yeah,
I can't keep up with my kids
hard.
now.
It's hard enough.
Yeah. I mean, it was not in my plan to have a 5-year-old at 42, and I got to tell you guys, it is hard. Okay,
It's hard.
It's really hard. Okay,
Yeah.
So that is not something I would recommend, but love my little dude for sure. So Derek says it was good, but in a Star Wars way. No, Dan, but in a Star Wars way. So, if we're talking recent Disney Star Wars, you're pushing us far away here, Derek. So yeah, I guess it kind of depends on which Star Wars we're talking about. And the other thing is, Star Wars really just doesn't have a place in Predator. I don't know that that's kind of what I would want to see, Dan. I don't know about you, but anyway.
I don't know. The Predator has to have a little bit of a horror element for me to work as Predator.
It looks more like they're going more towards action, where he's the protagonist, and I think that is something that I just cannot get behind, no matter how.
Why are we having to make all of our bad guys and villains good guys? Like
I don't know. Everyone's trying to rip off Terminator 2, but Terminator 2 did it in a very plausible way.
Yeah, right? But this is a different robot. He just looks the same. He's been programmed.
That's right.
And I don't know. It maybe Predator Badlands works as a general sci-fi movie in the same way that Batman Returns works as a Tim Burton movie, but not as a Batman movie. You know what I'm saying? That if you ignore that this is Batman and this is Catwoman and this is supposed to be the Penguin, it's kind of like if it was Corpse's Bride or Beetlejuice or The Nightmare Before Christmas, you'd be like, oh, this is a fun movie, but it's Batman, and you're like, this. He doesn't seem very Batman-y. He seemed a lot more Batman-like in the last movie.
Derek agrees.
Yeah, so as a sci-fi action adventure, it works. You just got to get I guess we could maybe enjoy it going in that if you just frame it as this is not a Predator movie. This doesn't feel very Predator, and it's not going to.
Yeah.
But
And I
we
think
get caught
the
up on what we
concept,
think these-
the concept of
Yeah.
the Predator character just did not look Predator-ish to me either. So a lot
Yeah.
to get upset about, but I'm not going to.
because we're doing Christmas and it's
That's
time
right.
to
Christmas
feel that
cheer.
warm
Right.
glow.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's the warm glow you get when you drop a super criminal thief, 60 stories from a building. That warm glow
That's
when
right.
you watch him fall, waving his hands as he goes down.
That's right.
When you duct tape the gun to your back, that's what we're doing right now. We're feeling that Christmas spirit that comes with, now I have a machine gun.
That's right.
Ho ho ho.
Ho,
What do you think? I'm ordering a pizza?
This line is only
Great
for
line.
emergencies, sir.
Yeah. I know. That's why I called. It's just funny.
It's
funny.
so great. Come out to the coast. We'll have a few laughs. The whole film. And the thing is it's so baked into the culture that even if you haven't seen it, the references, you know them, but
Yeah.
when you watch it, you're like, oh, that's what everybody's been talking about. So anyway, that is our non-Christmas Christmas movies. We are going to stay in a holiday vein. We don't know exactly, every week is going to be a new holiday goodness. At some point this season, we're going to revisit the Star Wars Christmas special because you can
for
never get enough
reasons
of that. I think we're
unknown.
not. Travis, are you good to be subjected to sitting through it?
Oh, I can sit through that.
Because we made Jason sit through it last year. And
We're going to warn you ahead of time that we told you you don't have to do this. Okay. This is you don't have to do this. Okay. All right.
I've avoided it for so many years,
down,
I've avoided
it's
it.
hands down the worst thing I've ever seen ever. So anyway,
even
I can't say that because I've seen Man of Steel, but it's bad. But
it's
yeah,
terrible.
we're gonna have. It probably won't be next week, but every week from now through Christmas, it's gonna be holiday goodness on Nerd Side Champs here on the Nerd Champ channel, and just stay tuned for the thumbnail and tagline for what kind of Christmas goodies we're gonna give you next week. In the meantime, Travis, where do the people need to find you on the internet?
WithTravis.com, or you can find me on YouTube at Build with Travis.
All right. And that is our non-Christmas Christmas movie countdown. And until next week, Tim, OH.
IO.